welcome back to another Python video. I've gone to pythontutor.com in the visualize section, so I can just show you how this runs through. I've got a saying equals rock, so rock, the string rock, or the sequence of characters are being assigned to the variable saying. The variable length of string, using a camel case naming system, naming convention, is going to be assigned the value returned from the lang function as it counts the sequence inside of saying, the variable saying. I'm going to say that the index length equals the length of string, and that's just so that you can visually see that and it kind of sits in your head going, okay, that's what this is. So for I, and I've just declared a variable to hold on to things as it moves through the string. So for I got to move this in a little bit here, my print. So for I, which is just going to hold values from our sequence in the range that goes from 0 to index length, which is the length of my string, I am going to print the characters at the index, and that little bracket means index. I could do it at 0, at 1, at 2, but I'm going to do it as 4 at the end of my strength. So we're going to set up a for loop. So for I, and it's just the variable I'm going to say holds the characters as we go through the string sequence that's inside of saying. And this time we're using a range. So we're saying for the indices or the index spaces, positions between 0 and index length, which we said was the length of our string saying, print saying at the index position. Now I can be substituted for any of the numbers we'd been using, so 0, 1, 2, 3, up through to the end of the length. So let's go ahead and step through this. We'll visualize execution, step forward. Okay, so the global variable is declared because it wasn't declared inside of a function. Saying now has the value of rock. Length of string is 5. The index of string now becomes 5 because we assigned it over there. I has 0 in it, so the next thing that's going to run is print saying at index of I. Well, if the value of I is 0, then it's going to print the character at the index of 0. So that should be the very first character in our sequence here of rock. So R is the first, so it should be what we get. It is what we get down in the lower left-hand corner here. It goes back up to our for loop, double checks it and says, hey, you know what? Let's see what's at 1. We get R, O. We keep going through C, K, and the exclamation point. And now it says the index has reached 4. And we hit forward and it drops out. And the reason it drops out is at 4 is range goes from 0 to 1 less than the number you gave it for the termination point. So index minus 1 would be 4. So 0 up to but not including the second number in that parameters list. So our parameters are inside the parentheses, and they are separated by a comma, and as long as the value of the parameter is a number, we can put it inside here. So the value of our parameter of index length is a number, even though it's a variable. And our variable I has a number as its value that was assigned from range. It's saying in the range from 0 to the length of index, go through here. And while we're doing that, we will step through the characters R, O, C, K, exclamation point, and that's exactly what we got. If you're not using range, if we were to say for I at index.length, and I'm going to take this out, so I'm going to go edit this. I'm going to say just for I in index.length, That should put it that the length is 5. I try to run it. You'll see length of string is 5. So index length is 5. And it goes I died whoa whoa. I don't understand. The int object is not iterable. You can't go through this. So that's why we get that range gives us the numbers we can step through. Iterable means looped through or something you can repeat over and over again. So that's why you have to have the range part on there. Other ways work. If you go online and check out our Canvas page and check out the book we're following along with, you should be able to see some other ways of doing a for loop. But I did want to show you how this one works. So I will see you guys again in another session.